Can you all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
So shall we start the event, sir?
If you want to wait for some time, I'm fine.
Okay, sir. But students joining very slowly. So,
Okay.
So shall we wait or we will start the meeting, sir? Because I think you are
I
getting
said
late. You're getting late.
I said, no, I'm fine. I said, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
fine.
sir. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So today after the event, we will send to all the details to you, sir, with photos, everything.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So how many students are we expecting?
Sir, I think we got registration more than 200 today morning, sir.
Okay.
But I expected at least over 150. But
Okay.
the students are not joined. I don't know why. So, but last week we had 187 students joined.
Yes, sir.
But the plus one, plus two, sir, every students, all the colleges are conducting the more events now
Okay.
for the students of mainly they're focusing on the plus two students.
Okay.
In our campus also, commerce, BCA, BSc departments, they are conducting more events on every day, sir. So that leads to our admission process. So the management asking the student database and for the telecalling to the students, and then make them there is registration for our campus admission.
Okay.
So all the colleges in Tamil Nadu also, they are doing the same process.
I see.
So now the students are struggling to attend the event properly. So they don't know which program is very quality one, which program is not quality one, because all the colleges are conducting the event like seminar, webinar, like that.
Okay.
So this is the problem now. Especially for the plus two students. But last week we are focusing the 6th to 10th standard. So there is no issue. No colleges are focusing on that age groups. We are focusing only the 6th to 10th. So we are getting more number of students, 190 around. But now all the departments focusing on the plus one, plus two group means. So we are not able to get last week the numbers. But we got good registration, sir. Good registration.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, yes, sir. So shall we start the session, sir? Okay, sir.
Yes, we can. Yes, we
Sir.
can.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Madam, Sudha, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. You please start the session, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Good morning, sir. Happy morning to one and all present here. I am delighted and privileged for this opportunity to welcome you all on the behalf of the Department of Computer Science and Applications in association with DeepSquare AI in organizing a skill development program for school students on Learn to Prepare for Your Future Artificial Intelligence Education and Employment. This session is mainly arranged for the school students of 11th standard and 12th standard. I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to our head of the department for this session. And I invite Dr. J. Dileepan, HOD MCA, VP Admin for the welcome address. Please, sir.
Thank you, madam. A very warm good morning to one and all present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to the skill development program organized by the Department of Computer Science and Applications, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram campus. I take great pleasure in welcoming our chief guest, Mr. Jyoti Perisamy sir, co-founder, chief AI architect, DSP.ai, USA. I extend a cordial welcome to faculty coordinators and staff members for this wonderful session. I'm very happy to welcome the participants from various schools, and indeed a great pleasure to have you all here today. Dear students, SRMIST is organizing many programs for school students every year to encourage the young talents to exhibit your innovative ideas in different domains. Recently, our campuses collaborated with many industries for providing the internships, project guidance, and research and development activities, and also providing the opportunities for the placement for our students. We made a MOU with DSP.ai recently and plan to start the BCA data science in the academic year 21-22 with support of DSP.ai. At this juncture, I appreciate Jyoti sir for providing your valuable support and technical sessions for enriching the students' skills and knowledge. Dear students, artificial intelligence is impacting the future of virtually every industry and every human being presently. It has acted as the main driver of emerging technologies like big data, robotics, and IoT, and it will continue to act as a technological innovator for the foreseeable future. And it will be surely take over many routine tasks done by humans, and also it will be creating new job opportunities in various domains in near future. I'm sure that you will gain great knowledge of how to apply your existing abilities to this new area, as well as learn many skills through this session. Once again, I welcome you all to this wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Mrs. D. Kanchana, Assistant Professor, Department of MCA, for the chief guest introduction. Please, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. It is my privilege to read the profile of today's chief guest, Mr. Jyoti Perisamy, Chief AI Architect at DeepSphere AI. During his career, he played different roles such as Chief Data Scientist and Instructor, University of California, Silicon Valley, CA, USA, and Artificial Intelligence Learning Facilitator in MIT CSAL and MIT Sloan in Boston, MA, USA, and Board of Studies for Next Level Learning in SRM University, India. Head of Artificial Intelligence Expertise Harvard Innovation Lab in Boston, MA, USA, and also a academic council for AI, University Tenaga National University, Selangor, Malaysia. And he has 17 plus years of management consulting and the end-to-end AI, ML, DL, RPA, NLP experience with Deloitte, EY, and KPMG. And he is globally connected with 50 plus clients across industries like health, energy, oil and gas, public services. He teaches AI at MIT and head of AI architect at Harvard Innovation Lab. He co-innovates industry solutions along with SAP America, and he published on finance, AI, big data, IoT, cloud, and SAP appliances. And he delivered many research projects and market for AI enterprise services. and globally recognized as a keynote speaker and spoke at different 50 conferences. He is recently invited by Prime Minister Office of Dubai, Malaysia, and Montreal, and he was an alumni of Stanford University. We welcome you, sir, once again.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction of the chief guest. Now we will move on to the technical session by Mr. Jyoti Periyasamy, co-founder and chief AI architect, dspire.ai USA. Please, sir.
Sure, madam. All right. Can you all hear me now? I just want to make sure actually you are able to hear me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So first of all, I really wanted to sincerely thank each one of you for taking some time to attend this session, and also the schools and colleges, the schools and the management, and also organizers, Dr. Dilipan sir, and everyone who's involved. I sincerely want to thank you all for this opportunity. It means a lot for DSPR as well as me. Okay. And this is the second session. Last week we conducted for 6th to 12th. It came out very well. And today also we are hoping that you will gain some more in-depth knowledge on all these areas that what has been talked about it. So let's just move on. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Please confirm if you're able to see my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, all right. So just a second. I'm just checking. We have everything is there. Okay. So when Dr. Dilipan approached me, we want to conduct some session for students in schools and things like that. I was thinking about where to start, how to go, correct? So I really thought so since a lot of things are talked in industry, as Dr. Dilipan said, there are so many events that are organized by people on data analytics, data science, artificial intelligence. So I thought it may be a good idea to create some readiness and awareness, correct? Yes, there's a lot of talk in industry, but nothing was concrete. Nothing was thought at a level where students can understand. So this session is primarily focused on creating some readiness and awareness, correct? So what exactly it means, correct? So wanting to make sure you clearly understand, okay, what is artificial intelligence, what is data science, what is machine learning, what is digital transformation, what's advanced computing, okay? These terminology, I'm sure you all heard many times, 100 times, no question. But if I ask you one of you, you may not have a clear view on each one of this. So the first step, make sure we understand clearly what each one means. Second, what is the opportunity in front of you? Right? You as students, let's say you're going to take some bachelor's program, master's program, and then you go from there to your career and future. Correct? So what kind of opportunity out there? What impact it makes? What is the social responsibility you as a citizen? Correct? Let's understand all of those things. And what's the options I have for advanced and higher education? As you looked at me, I actually came from two backgrounds. I came from the industry. That means I work for management consulting firms like KPMG, Ernst & Deloitte. I also come from teaching, right? So I'm deeply involved in teaching. So right now my focus primarily on teaching. So I bring both industry as well as teaching. So I wanted to give you a view on how this is going to help more in the advanced and higher education in case if you are interested to go on this space for doing higher education, okay? So that's the objective. Number one, deeply understand the concepts behind artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, digital transformation, advanced computing. What does it mean? Second, what are the opportunities? What impact it makes? What's the social responsibility? If you want to go for a higher education, okay, what kind of higher education that you could pursue and where you can apply for and what kind of schools and etc. Okay, so that's our focus. We talked about myself, and I divided the session into 4 key topics. Session 1's introduction, okay, it's just going to talk about basics, and session 2 talks about real world application, and session 3 is going to talk about these key skills and abilities. Then it's going to wrap up. Then there's some more quizzes in case based on how you're performing, so we can understand how much you got it. And then in case if there is any questions and answers that you would like to talk to me, we can do that as well. And also I wanted to highlight, okay, everybody who's attending this one, I just want to quickly share with you. I may not have this one right now open. Give me 1 minute. Let me check. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, I'm just doing one thing. So what I wanted to talk to you, I was trying to show you that so anybody who attended this session, So they will get a certificate, participation certificate. I'm just trying to share that with you. 1 second. I hope this one has that one. Hopefully this guy. Okay, so you will be getting a certificate from us in terms of like, your participation. I think it's still opening up. Yes, so this is just a sample certificate that what I have right now. So you could see like what certificate we are going to provide. So your participation certificate will be provided to you. So you can basically like use in your resume as a reference. Like so this is a program that is conducted by both SRM and DeepSphere. So you can see a participation certificate. So with your picture, correct? So we don't want to fake these things. So we want to make sure actually we have full credentials. So anyone who's participated, okay, so they all will get a certificate from us at the end of the session. So there is a certification as well. All right, let's go for it. Okay, let's make the session as more interactive and fun session. What does that mean? I will be asking a lot of questions, correct? And these questions are very simple and basic. I'm sure anyone can easily understand and answer these questions, correct? So we want to make it more of an interactive fun session. So there will be a lot of questions. Let's do that. Session 1, introduction. All right. So the first one, what I really wanted to find out from you, have you heard about AI? What exactly AI does for us in our day-to-day lifestyle? Okay? So this is just an example that I wanted to find out from you. Can anyone tell? Okay. So based on what you're looking at, the picture that what you see on the left-hand side, it's a dog, a real dog. The picture that what you see on the right-hand side, it's a dog that has been artificially created. Okay. So what I wanted from you, okay? Anyone? Okay, anyone. So this tells me how much you understood about artificial intelligence. Can anyone tell me the difference between these two? So there is a real dog, there is a dog that has been artificially created. Can anyone tell the difference between the dog that what you see on the left-hand side, the dog that what you see on the right-hand side? Can anyone? So Dr. Sudha, madam, can you unmute a participant who raised the hand? I think it's someone called Selvan.
Madam, Sudha, madam.
Sir, I'm sir. Sir, இப்போ பக்கத்துல வந்து நம்ம ஆர்டினரி டாக்டர் இந்த பக்கத்துல வந்து ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் டாக்டர், அதாவது நம்மளா ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணி பண்றோம் சார். அதாவது சிப் வச்சு நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணி பண்றோம் சார்.
Excellent. What is the difference between these two? What is the difference? Like, I understand that point. So one is a real dog, one is an artificial dog. That's what I'm asking. Actually, what is the difference between these two dogs? Why does the word artificial comes in the picture? Why do we call it artificial? Anybody else? There are 3 people raise their hands.
சார், அதாவது இப்போ நம்ம ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் டாக்ஸ்ல நம்ம என்னென்னலாம் கேட்குறோமோ அதெல்லாம் இதை ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் டாக்ஸ் எல்லாம் செய்ய முடியும் சார். இப்போ ஒன்று போய் எடுத்துட்டு வானா இப்போ எடுத்துட்டு வர முடியும் சார். பட் நார்மல் ரியல் டாக்ஸால நம்ம ட்ரைனிங் கொடுக்கணும்னா, பட் இந்த ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் டாக்ஸால நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோமோ அப்படியே செய்யும் சார். ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணி பண்ணலாம் சார்.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Sir,
so
artificial dogs are
can someone else answer this question? Yeah, before you answer, actually, can you tell your name or what school you are from? Actually, can you just start answering from there? What's the name and what's your school? What grade you are in?
I am Vedasai, sir, and I am studying +1.
Okay. What school you are?
Infant Jesus Metric Higher Secondary School, Ramapuram.
Excellent. Okay, go ahead. So please answer your question. Yes. Can you go ahead and answer your question, please?
Program. Sir?
Yeah, can you answer your question?
சொல்லுப்பா, ஆன்சர் பண்ணு.
Yes, sir. Artificial dogs are made by humans. Which can do only programmed, which are programmed by humans, but
okay.
Not like real dogs. It can do things which it likes on its own.
Okay, wonderful. No problem. Sudha madam, one more participant, then we'll move on. Can you bring one more participant?
Yes, sir. Sir, Sachin, sir. Sajid,
all right.
Sajid, sorry. Sajid.
All right. Hi, Sajid. How are you doing? Hello, Sajid. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Good, sir.
Okay, tell me what grade you are in, what school you are in, and answer my question.
Currently 11th, and I'm starting in 13 of the afternoon.
Okay. So what's the difference
Sir.
between these two dogs?
So in case of a real dog, they have brain and they have senses. But in case of artificial dog, we program to give them sense and to do work.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. All right. So I think you that's fine. Thank you. So you can keep your phone on mute. Okay. There will be more questions. Like I said, it's going to come. So the idea behind what I'm trying to understand actually, how much you are able to articulate in terms of artificial intelligence and what you understood about artificially created things. Okay? So whatever you guys told, it's right. But by definition, artificial intelligence, basically, it kind of brings both whatever you talked about, right? Like, a real dog has a, many behavior which an artificial dog may not have. And the real dog acts like acts based on what it senses, what it sees. The artificial dog doesn't do that. So that's the kind of feedback I got from you, or a response got from you, but that is not true. Okay. Yeah, artificially created dog can also do the same thing whatever a real dog does. That is where the world is leading towards. That is where the world is heading towards. But at least I'm very glad that you are able to understand the word artificial. Okay, let's move on. So I'm sure some of you may have seen these things. Can anyone tell me where did you see and what is this? Okay, so there is two pictures in this one. I just want someone to tell, have you seen this one? If such, where did you see and what is this? Can anyone tell, please? Just only one participant.
Sir, Divya, I had unmuted, sir. Divya
Hi,
Vignesh.
Divya. Hi, Divya. Yes, Divya, how are you doing? What grade you are in? What school you are from?
Sir, I is a school student, sir.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead.
Sir, Chennai school, sir. Suleimedi, Kodambagam, sir.
Okay. So tell me, have you seen this?
Sollupa, tell your answer.
All right, let's move on to the next participant, madam. Can you bring the next participant?
Sir, Ranjit, sir.
Okay.
Hi, Ranjit.
Hi, sir. Good morning. I am Ranjit, sir. I am studying 11th standard, Government Model Higher Secondary School, sir.
Sure.
Left side picture is robot, sir,
Okay.
which made up of program.
Sure.
And the right side picture is CPU.
Okay.
Central processing unit of computer.
Sure. All right, thank you very much. That's fine. That's enough. So again, I'm trying to make sure actually, so.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. I said I'm fine. I'm good. Like what you said is fine. I'm good. Okay, that's fine. No problem. So I'm just trying to make sure actually you have some basic knowledge about all the things. That's the reason I'm asking you. Okay, no problem. Let me move on actually. So what you're looking at right now actually, can anyone describe? Okay, can anyone describe? So there is a picture here. On the left hand side, you see there's some picture. On the right hand side, there are different things involved. So again, the same question. Have you seen this one? If such, where did you see? What is this all about? Can anyone tell, please? One person. Just only one person. Can anyone tell, please? So
Ramachandran, sir.
Okay. So hello, Ramachandran. How are you doing? Hi, Ramachandran. How are you? Ramachandran, can you hear me?
Sir.
All right. Let's move on to the next person.
Naman.
Hi, Naman. How are you?
Sir, well and good. Okay, sir. So left side picture indicates a programming language, and right side picture indicates the information being passed on from cloud to your system.
Sure. All right. Anybody else? Can anyone else? Your voice is not that clear. Actually, can anyone else answer this question? Have you seen this? If such, where did you see, and what is this?
Paneer, sir. Paneer, sir.
Okay.
Paneer student.
Okay.
Sir.
Hi, yes, go ahead.
Sir, computer programming, sir.
Okay, computer programming. And what you see on the right hand side? What you see on the right hand side?
Sir, the software, sir, computer software, the intelligence, artificial intelligence.
Okay. All right. No problem. Actually, there is like, the left hand side is what you're looking at, programming. So it could be things that what you do to build application software, etc. And the right hand side, what you are looking at, so there are different type of software. It all got connected. So it basically tells it connected through internet. Connect, like, so if you see there's a thing that is getting connected, each one of this, it's all connected together actually. Correct? Anyway, so again, I just wanted to find out from basic things. Let's understand, correct? Like, so that is more for me to get to know, like, how much you know about it. Let's understand, like, so what is artificial intelligence? Correct? Before we go to artificial intelligence, there are basic things that we need to understand. Correct? So that is what we were trying to learn right now. All right. So before we go to artificial intelligence, let's understand what is an intelligence, what are the different type of intelligence. Then we can go to artificial intelligence. Okay. There will be more questions, no worries. So you can, you don't have to raise your hands. We will ask more appropriate time. So right now, what we are trying to understand, the word artificial intelligence means many things. Right? As I said, there's hundreds of thousands of definitions. People talk about this in industry. In my view, not too much clarity on what they talk. Let's clearly understand what is artificial intelligence. Before we go to artificial intelligence, let's understand what's intelligence, what are the type of intelligence. Okay. So typically what we have seen in industry so far, intelligence could be human emotional. Okay. Intelligence could be human intelligence or emotional intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a combination of all. Okay. So what is intelligence? Let's understand. What is human intelligence? Let's understand. What is emotional intelligence? And understand. When you combine all of them, it's artificial intelligence. Okay. Artificial intelligence. That's why I told at the beginning, a dog is just not a dog. Okay. It is not a dog that artificially get created. In the future, the dog almost act like a real dog. Okay. It's going to almost act like a real dog. Same thing. If you're building robots. Okay. So those robots could almost act like a human in the future. Right. So how do we get there? What is involved? Let us look at this one. Okay, let us look at this one. All right. Let's understand what is an intelligence. Can anyone tell? Okay. Can anyone tell by looking at this one what's happening here? Can anyone tell by looking at this picture? Okay. Can anyone tell by looking at the picture what is this people are doing here? Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, first picture there are reading, sir. Second there are writing, sir. Third speaking, sir.
Excellent. And what is your name? What school you are from? What's your name and what school you are from?
Ramapuram, sir. PMS sir.
Okay. All right. So that's fine. Let's move on. So what is happening here? They're reading, writing, and speaking. Okay. Understand these people here, the students here, a group of students reading, a group of students writing. There is a teacher who's speaking in front of them. Okay. Who's speaking in front of them. All right. So can someone tell what is happening here? Can someone tell what is happening here? By looking at the picture, what do you understand? Can someone tell, please?
Sir, my name is, sir, I'm telling, sir.
Yeah,
Hello?
go ahead, go ahead. Yes, please tell.
Sir, my name is Nachnarnian. I'm from PMS Otimbagam, sir. The first picture is cooking for a pizza, and the second picture is driving. The third picture is cutting hair in the salon, sir.
Sure, sure. All right. So now you looked at the previous picture. Okay, you looked at this picture, and you're looking at this picture. So what is the difference between these two pictures? Can anyone tell, please? What is the difference between here? There is a reading, writing, speaking, and here there is sandwich making, driving, and hair cutting. What is the difference between these two pictures? Can anyone tell, please? What is the difference between these two pictures? The picture that what you see in the previous screen, previous slides, and the picture that what you're looking at right now. Can anyone tell, please? What's the difference between these two pictures based on what you know?
Sir, it is done in a group, whereas in the second picture it is done in a group, whereas in the previous picture, individually a person is doing, sir.
No, I don't think it's mix of both. You see this one? There's a group of students reading. The action could be what you are saying, actually individual actions, but there's a group of people. So here also you see this, the driver, his driver, so that's an individual. The hairdresser is an individual. The sandwich making also, they are making their own sandwiches. They're not working in a group, correct? So I appreciate your response. Can anyone else tell, please? Can anyone else tell the difference between the previous picture and this picture? Can anyone tell the difference between the previous picture and this picture? There is a reason for me.
Human intelligence, sir. It's called human intelligence, sir.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so there's a human intelligence. All right. So what do you see in the human intelligence here? In this picture, what you see here? So in this picture, what you see here, in this picture, what kind of intelligence you are seeing? I'm not talking about driving, haircutting, sandwich making. I'm not talking about that, correct? So there is some common difference between these two presentations, these two slides, correct? These two pictures. So that is the difference I'm asking. All right, let's move on. So if you look at here, reading, writing, speaking, sandwich making, driving, haircutting, what is this? So these are all knowledge. These are all skills. These are all expertise. These are all competency. And this is what you call intelligence. And this is what you call intelligence. For example, okay, if I ask you to read a Spanish magazine, how many of you can read here? In this class, if I ask you to read a Spanish newspaper or a Spanish magazine, how many of you in the class have guts to read Spanish? Can anyone ask? Do you read Spanish now? Can anyone read Spanish? Can anyone read Spanish?
Divya Vignesh can respond.
Hi, Divya. Can you read Spanish? Hi, Divya. Can you read Spanish?
Sir, knowledge is experience, presence, intelligence is the human intelligence.
Boss, answer my question. I asked you, can you read Spanish? You are talking something different. Correct? I asked you, can you read Spanish? Okay, say yes or no. Okay, can you bring somebody else, madam? Sudha, madam. Can you bring somebody else?
Sneka, sir. Yes, sir, Sneka.
No, sir.
Okay, so Sulekha, what grade you are in? What school you are in?
This is Sneka of grade 12 from NSN Chitlapakam, sir. Reading Spanish is quite tough. I can't do it.
So why can't you read Spanish? Any reason? Can you tell why can't you read Spanish?
Because it is very different from.
It is not difficult. It is not difficult. Actually, I don't think difficult is. Can you read English? Can you read English?
Yes, sir. I said it's different from the language I have known.
Exactly. That is the point.
But it is quite different.
That is the point. That's the point. So you are taking lessons. You are studying English. You are studying English. You are practicing reading and writing on English so that you can able to speak. You can able to write. Spanish, you are not studying. Spanish, there is no exposure for you to learn Spanish. And you don't have any option to learn Spanish. So that is why you are not able to understand. So the point what I'm trying to make you understand. So Sudha madam, can you keep everyone mute? There's not a background noise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So the point what I'm trying to make you all understand, you are not able to read Spanish. That's because you never thought, you never took training, you never took any session. Correct? That is where you need to understand. When you study something, either you study in the school, or you study in a training program, or you study in a college, wherever you study, those training, those study material, those things, whatever you do, correct, will make you knowledgeable. That will create a skill. You will become more expertise. Okay, you have more expertise in the space. Then obviously all these things will create your competency. You don't have a skill to read Spanish. You don't have a skill to write in Spanish. That's because you never took any training. You never studied in Spanish. That is what it is. So the point what I would like to make you all understand, reading, writing, speaking, sandwich making, driving, hair cutting, all these things are skill based. All these things are knowledge based. You need expertise. You need competency. So this is what called intelligence. This is what called intelligence. Okay. So what I want you to understand, if you are doing something, you have intelligence. Okay. You have intelligence. That is the message. All right. Okay, so what we are trying to understand, okay, so this reading, writing, speaking, sandwich making, driving, which we have seen in the picture, if that is done by a human, then it's called a human intelligence. Okay, so point one, you have to understand what is intelligence. Intelligence, nothing but your skill, your knowledge, your expertise, your competency. Point one to understand, please. Second point, such intelligence are performed by human, then it is called human intelligence. Such intelligence are performed by a human, then it's called a human intelligence. So here, what I'm talking about, how did the human take this intelligence? Okay, either they can get in a formal training or an informal training. What is a formal training? What is an informal training? Okay, so what I'm talking about, how do we create human intelligence? How do we create human intelligence? How did we gain this type of intelligence, which is basically a human intelligence, whether it's a reading or writing or speaking, whatever it is, right? So how do we get those kind of intelligence, either through formal training or an informal training? So please keep the phone in mute. Sudha madam, can you keep the phone in mute?
Yes, sir. I have done, sir. Done, sir.
Okay. So what is a please
Sir,
please keep your phone in
Madam,
mute.
mute all, madam. Pannir Selvam.
Okay, sir.
Okay, keep everyone on mute actually, because we have to cover a lot of topic. We don't have time, so we'll be running out of time. All right. So what is a formal training? What is a formal training? What's an informal training? So the formal trainings are conducted by, based on a predefined set of schedule by a certified instructor on a professional place like schools or colleges, universities, etc. Okay. So how does a human gains intelligence? The human is gaining intelligence through a formal training. It is not always you gain training only knowledge through only formal training. It could be an informal training. When an informal training, you don't have to have a well-defined instructor. You don't have to have a well-defined curriculum. You don't have to have a well-defined schedule. You don't have to have your formal procedures to follow. Correct? So you can learn from your father, your mother, your friend, or a YouTube video, etc. So these are all called informal training. No matter whether it's a formal training or an informal training, when you gain knowledge out of these two, it becomes an intelligence. It become an intelligent. That is the point I'm trying to make and understand. Okay, how did a human gains intelligence, which is a human intelligence? Okay, if someone able to read something, I'm not able to read Spanish. That's because I never studied, I never took a training, I never learned Spanish. So that's why I'm not able to read. Am I able to speak English? Yes. Am I able to speak Tamil? Yes. Am I able to read Tamil? Yes. Am I able to read English? Yes. Why? I took training. I studied these things. I understand this one. And that is why any task that's performed by a human, it's called human intelligence. How did the human is gaining this kind of knowledge? Through formal or informal training. Point to understand. Formal training, well structured, taught by a certified or a trained professional, like family members, or some self-learning through YouTube videos. So basically, formal training has a structure, informal training have no structure. All right. So what we are talking about. So we understood about the human intelligence. So we understand what is involved in human intelligence. Right? As I explained, anything that human does, okay, which is based on the skills of the human. So those are all called human intelligence. Anything that done by a human. So through the skills and knowledge, that is called human intelligence. All right. So now let's understand emotional intelligence. What is an emotional intelligence? Okay. What is an emotional intelligence? So what you're looking at here, okay. So I really want to ask you this one, but I don't have time. So you have to move on. Okay. So what is that you're looking at here? You're looking at different pictures. Okay, so here a baby is crying, a group of people are laughing. Yes, there's a snake. So what can I do? Okay, so I'm just going to basically do what I feel about it. Actually, when a baby is crying, correct? So I'm going to basically try to convince the baby not to cry. When a group of people are laughing, I'm also going to laugh. There's a funny thing going on. When I see a snake, what I will do, I try to kill or run away or try to make some noise, correct? So this is what I do. So how does this called? And this is called emotional intelligence. So this is called emotional intelligence. So for an emotional intelligence, you don't have to have any formal training. No formal training required. Okay. So there's no formal training required to have or understand about an emotion. How does that happen? It happens over a period of time. On a when you mature, you understand, correct? Is there any place where I can go and take a training to, like, when a baby cries, not make the baby not to cry? Is there any training that's available? No. There could be training, which I don't know. But in general, people don't do, people don't go for that kind of training, correct? If I want to kill a snake, is there any training that I have to go and take? Or if I want to make a noise when I see a snake, is there a training I have to take? No. How did that I gain knowledge? That is something that on a maturity. When I grow, I gain knowledge. When I grow, I learn some skills. And those skills are basically skills that will allow you to act based on things that what you see in front of you. Okay, what you see in front of you. I'm looking at a baby is crying. I'm going to make the baby not to cry. I'm looking at group of my friends are laughing. I'm going to go laugh with them because it's a very funny thing they're seeing there. I see a snake. I'm going to either going to run away, I'm going to make a noise, I'm going to cry, whatever I want to do, I'm going to do. So to do such things, I don't have to go and take a formal training. So that is called emotional intelligence. That is called emotional intelligence. So point to understand human intelligence and intelligence that comes out of a formal training or an informal training. The emotional intelligence comes out of a maturity, okay? On a maturity, when you grow, you become very emotion. When you grow, you become an very emotion. So this is basically what is emotional intelligence. So what we understood so far, what is an intelligence? What's on a human intelligence? What is emotional intelligence? That is we understood, okay? So if you're shooting at a dog, you must have to understand what is intelligence, what's human intelligence, what's emotional intelligence, correct? Absolutely have to understand. So now we feel we have the base. We understand an intelligence, we understand human intelligence, we understand emotional intelligence. Intelligence, anything we do, correct? Reading, writing, cooking, sandwich making, driving a car, all these are all intelligence. Such intelligence performed by a human, it became a human intelligence. How did the human gain this kind of intelligence? Through formal and informal training. Okay. So now there's a third intelligence, which is basically like emotional intelligence, and intelligence that comes out of maturity. There is no formal, informal training. It happens when you grow, when you mature. So these are all emotional intelligence. That is what we studied. Now let's understand what is artificial intelligence. Now let's understand what is artificial intelligence. Okay, what is the fundamental definition of artificial intelligence? Correct? So we already studied about intelligence, human intelligence, emotional intelligence. By definition, if anyone asks you, correct, whether you are going for higher studies or you're going for like any discussion, no matter where you go, your definition should be artificial intelligence, an alternate substitute replacement. An alternate substitute replacement for human intelligence or emotional intelligence. That is why at the beginning, when I looked at the dog, somebody told the one is on the left hand side is real dog, on the right hand side is not a real dog. Okay, real dog. Ultimately, we want to create artificially a real dog. Okay, artificially like a real dog. Correct? So by definition, if anybody wanted to understand, okay, what is artificial intelligence? You must need to know what is an intelligence, what's a human intelligence, what's an emotional intelligence. So once you have an idea, then you can tell what is artificial intelligence. So whatever we studied, all the things, reading, writing, decision making, problem solving, response to question, driving, any action, any task, all are possible in artificially, correct? All are possible in artificially. That is why I told alternate substitute replacement. Can anyone tell? Okay, just one volunteer, one person who can speak clearly. Okay, who can speak clearly? Can one person tell what is the difference between alternate substitute and replacement? Okay, I'm sure you all heard this term. Okay, I'm sure you all heard this term, especially the 11th and 12th grader. You are at a higher level. You must have heard these words: alternate substitute replacement. Can anyone tell what is your understanding about what is an alternate, what is a substitute, what's a replacement? Anyone, please. Madam?
Sneka, I had unmuted, sir. Sneka.
Sure.
Yes, sir. This is Sneka.
Yes, please.
Replacement word which refers that it is replaced by the human intelligence. It is going to act as human intelligence
Clear
there.
to
So it is
us?
called replaced. It is
Hi, can you hear us?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Tell me.
Okay, sir. Uh, alternate means like it is an alternative thing where you will cross it with another thing like human intelligence and emotional intelligence. It will be altered by it, the artificial intelligence. Substitute is
Excellent.
it is undergoing that position where you cannot use your human intelligence or an emotional intelligence, and replacement
Sure.
is where it replaces or it is going to appear in the place of human intelligence.
Excellent. Excellent. I like your response. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. So what I was looking for mostly, like, let's say like some of your teachers are not coming. You will see there's a substitute teachers coming. Okay. For when you study something, you have an alternate, correct? Like, if this is not working out, you can have an alternate, something like that. But anyway, you did explain very well. Okay. You did explain very well. Thank you. We can't do with artificial intelligence. Okay, there's nothing we can do in artificial intelligence. Correct? So artificial intelligence, okay, artificial intelligence allows you to alternate, substitute, replace human and emotional intelligence. If we are not sure what is alternate, substitute, replace, you can ask yourself when your teacher is not coming. Let's say your teacher is sick or not feeling well. In that case, you have a substitute who can come for a week. Okay, let's say the teacher decided to not teach this class anymore. Then we will have an alternate teacher. We will have an alternate teacher. Let's say the teacher wanted to resign and go out. Then we will have a replacement. Then we will have a replacement. So this is something you have heard about it in your day-to-day life. Similarly, you can do alternate, substitute, replacement for human and emotional intelligence, for that matter, any intelligence. Okay, so it's a very powerful statement. All right, so this is fine. We understood so far. So what we understood, what is an intelligence, what is human intelligence, what is emotional intelligence. Then we also understood artificial intelligence. How does it works in my real life? Okay, how does it works in my real life? On my day-to-day life, correct? I am very positive, very positive. Okay, out of the 100 students in this session, some of you already experienced artificial intelligence on your day-to-day life. Can anyone give one example? The experience that you are right now, correct? You are experiencing artificial intelligence on your day-to-day life. Okay, right now, Ranjit. So let's bring Ranjit on board. Okay, hi Ranjit, how are you, my friend? Can you hear me, Ranjit?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
what grade you are in and what school you are from?
I'm studying 11th standard, sir, currently. I'm from Government Model Higher Secondary School.
So I'm very impressed, my friend.
Example
like, so people from government, yes. So people from government schools stepping forward and learning all this is very impressive. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Example for artificial intelligence is Alexa, Google Assistant, Google Assistant, like that, sir.
Okay, excellent. What is it doing for you?
Sir, it gives us information what we need, sir, and it do things automatically, sir.
Okay, and it does things. What? Let's say if you ask a question, it responds to you. That's what you're saying, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I'm very impressed with the response. Thank you. All right, can we bring one more participant, Dr. Sudha, madam? Dr. Sudha, madam, one more participant.
Yes, sir. Maitri, sir. Maitri.
Okay. Hi, Maitri. How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm from the Millennium School, Dubai, and I'm in 12th grade.
Okay, so I'm sorry, where are you from?
The Millennium School, Dubai.
So, Dubai, United Arab Emirates?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. All right, wonderful. Go ahead.
We can see, in some of the websites, you have like a chatbot assistant in the corner.
Excellent.
Where in case you have any
Okay.
queries about the website, you can like interact with it.
Sure.
That's it.
Excellent. So that is definitely a good response. I agree. I appreciate that. But most cases, what chatbot does, it's more of like, instruction driven. When I say instruction driven, you kind of programmatically control certain things and it works on it. But I'm not saying no to that, what you said, right? In most cases, the response what you get on a website, when you go to the website, let's say, like, when you go there, it automatically tells you, okay, do you need any help? You say, yes, I need a help. And what are you looking for? I'm looking for this product. So those are all very programmatically controlled or predefined instruction, correct? That may or may not be artificially created intelligence, but that is not true for always, correct? But in general, I'm talking about. All right, excellent. Okay, let's move on. So what we understood so far, we understood about artificial intelligence. Okay, that's crystal clear. Now, how does it work in the real world? Someone told you a response on a website. Someone told you Alexa, correct, Google, all these things. It's a great examples. Okay, but in summary, what we do using artificial intelligence, we do two things. One is an intelligent automation. Second, data science. Okay, so that's all we can do on our day-to-day life. Correct, using artificial intelligence. What is that we can do? Okay, so we can do two things. Okay, we can do two things. So one is, as I said, an intelligent automation. Second one is data science. Okay, second one is data science. Okay, so those are the things we do using artificial intelligence. Let's understand what's an intelligent automation, what is a data science. All right, can anyone tell what is this and have you seen this? Okay, then I will explain to this. Okay, have you seen this? Anybody? Anybody? Hi, Lakshman, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Hope I'm fine, and you're fine. Hope you're fine, sir.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Yes, I am. Go ahead.
This is an electric car, which and voice recognition car,
Excellent.
which can hear a voice and proceeds without any human involvement.
Excellent. All right, no problem actually. Like, so one more person. Can one more person tell what is this?
Varshini.
Yes.
Hi, sir. I'm
Yes, sir.
Varshini.
Can you
I'm
talk little?
studying
Yes.
in 11th grade from Chatbot.
Can you talk a little loud?
Yeah, can you hear me better
Hold
now?
on. Now we can. Yes, excellent. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so like
What grade you are in? What school you are in?
I'm in 11th grade. I'm from Chettinad Vidyashram.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so this is an electric car, like the other person said, and it generally runs on our instructions without us having to do anything with it. So as long as we say a command, it can move and do whatever we expect to do.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. So, I like both of your response. It is not an electric car, correct? It is an autonomous car. It is an autonomous functions by itself, correct? The car functions by itself. You see the driver's seat, there is no human sitting and driving the car. Okay, there is no human sitting and driving the car. So what does it mean? When you tell something to the car, it understands, correct? You tell, I want to go to San Francisco. It knows, okay, I can take you to San Francisco. All right. It tells you, like, hey, there is heavy traffic here. I'm going to take an alternate route. Are you okay with that? Yes, I'm okay with that. Let's go for it. Okay. So the car also stops when it sees a red light. The car also starts, like, goes when it sees a green light. It slows down on a yellow light. Okay. So typically what happens when you're a driver, when you're driving in a car, when you see a red light, you stop immediately. When you see a green light, you move forward. When you see an yellow light, you kind of slow down. All these functions, whatever a driver is doing, correct? Whatever a driver is doing, it's also done by this car. So this car doesn't have any way of human controllable, like, equipments or devices, correct? So that means the car is functioning by itself. Okay, when I say the car is functioning by itself, so the car basically understands, correct, based on the circumstances, situation, and the road conditions, how to function as a driver, like how to function like a driver. So that is why it is called an intelligent automation, an automation that occurs without a human or any manual work. There's no human involvement. There's no driver sitting in the car telling or driving the car. Second, there's no manual work. When I say manual work, when I see a red light, stop. When I see a green light, go. When I see an yellow light, slow down. How does that function? It is functioning by itself. And how does that happen? That is the intelligence we call artificially created intelligence. That is why it's called artificially created intelligence. What kind of intelligence we are creating? An intelligence that's required by a driver. Okay, in order for someone to drive a car, they have to understand the road condition. They have to understand the rules and regulation of the roads. So all such intelligence, the rules and regulation of a road condition, the rules and regulation of traffic, it's all known by the car by itself. And that kind of learning, that kind of skill, that kind of intelligence created artificially. And that is why it's called artificially created car, a self-driving autonomous car. So using artificial intelligence, what can we do? We can do two things. One is an intelligent automation. We understood. Second is, okay, I'm asking you to give an example. Okay, so what I'm asking you, have one example, a self-driving autonomous. Okay, so when I say intelligent automation, what I'm talking about, the intelligence to perform a driving function, such as understand the road condition, understand the traffic rules and regulation. That intelligence, how the car is learned by itself. Now the car is taking care instead of a driver. Such intelligence basically artificially created, and that is why it's called artificially created intelligent automation. Artificially created intelligent automation. I gave you one example of the self-driving autonomous car. I want you to give an example. Okay, I wanted to give an example. So you can send it to Dr. Dilipan. So he will send it to me. I will correct for you. Okay. So this is basically to test you how much you know on an intelligent automation. Like I said, no matter what you study in the future, this is where industry is leading. No matter what you study, even if you go for a law practitioner or a physician or a doctor, no matter what you study, this is where you'll end up. This is where you'll end up. Industry is leading towards building an intelligent automation, which we never done in our life. Go back and talk to your parents. Go back and talk to your grandparents. Have they seen an intelligent automation? Have they seen an autonomous car? No. Answer is no. Why? That's what's happening through artificial intelligence. Okay, that is happening only in artificial intelligence. So the point what I'm trying to make you understand, okay, no matter what you study in the future, you could become a teacher, you could become a scientist, you could become a police officer, or you could become an administrative officer. It doesn't matter what you become. You must have to understand all the things. This is where industry is leading. Okay, this is where industry is leading. All right. The second point, what I wanted to understand, I'm going to skip these things. So what is data science? Okay, what is data science? I'm sure you talked about statistics, calculus, algebra, vector, all these things. Okay, so I'm sure you have seen this one. Okay, so these are all something that some of you may have already studied, some of you may have not, but I'm sure you have heard these terminologies: statistics, calculus, algebra, vector, decision tree. I'm not limiting only these things. I'm just giving some examples. So point is, I want you to make sure you understand. Okay, I want you to make sure you understand. Okay? So these things, correct? These things basically falls under science and humanities. Correct? So statistics, calculus, algebra, vector, all these things falls under science and humanities. You take such science, apply on data, then it's called data science. All right, let's go deeper. Okay. When I apply these things on a data, what am I going to find out? I'm going to find out hidden insights. Okay, I'm going to find out hidden insights. So what is the hidden insights? Okay? Things that I don't know anything. The best way to understand data science, when you go to doctor, right? I need someone to answer my question. So when I go to a doctor, what is happening with you and the doctor? Let's say somebody is sick. You are taking that person to the hospital. I'm not sick. You are sick. Somebody is sick. Your grandma, somebody is sick. You are taking that grandma or grandpa to the hospital. Now the doctor is coming in. What is the doctor is going to ask you? What is the doctor is going to ask your grandpa and grandma? Can anyone tell, please? Can anyone tell, please? So can anyone tell, when you go to doctor's office, what is happening between the doctor and a patient? The patient could be somebody we know. So can anyone tell, please? Sir. Can anyone tell, please? Yes.
Sir, Ramanidharan, Bharati School, Vijayamangalam.
Yes, Ramanidharan, how are you?
Sir, fine, sir. So
Okay,
the doctor will ask.
Okay.
The doctor will ask the name of the patient, blood group, age, and what the difficulties she have before. Then what is the difficulty she now have?
Okay.
These are the questions.
Excellent. Excellent. So, okay. Do you know why the doctor is asking these questions? Do you know why the doctor is asking these kind of questions? So the doctor said, asking what was your previous condition? What is the current condition? Okay. All these questions that what the doctor is asking. Do you know why the doctor is asking these questions? Do you know why the doctor is asking this question?
Sir, because the details are needed for the doctor for her treatment.
Yeah, that is what I'm asking. Like, you said the details are needed for the treatment. Okay, what do you call that? So that is called diagnosis. That is called diagnosis, correct? So the doctors basically, correct, applying his or her knowledge on the questions, the data that what the doctor is going to get from the patient, the answer that doctor is going to get from the patient. All right, when you go to doctor's office, so the doctor is asking, okay, how long you have been sick? For the last 2 weeks. Are you taking any antibiotics? No, I'm not. Are you taking any over-the-counter medicine? Yes, I am. Are you taking enough food? Yes, I am. Are you walking? No, I'm not. Do you have body pain? No, I don't have. Do you have headache? No, I have. Okay, no, I don't have. So like this, the doctor is asking series of questions. Each question you are giving an answer. So using that question, the doctor is coming to a conclusion what kind of symptoms or disease that you may have. So that is called extracting hidden insights. That is called extracting hidden insights. In some cases, the doctor will go for a blood work. In some cases, the doctor will ask you go for any lab work, etc. Why? To arrive at a conclusion. What kind of disease you have? What kind of disease condition you have? So similarly, here also, we are going to apply science on data, extract hidden insights. Okay, extract hidden insights. So that is called data science. So what kind of science we are going to apply? Statistics, calculus, algebra, vector. So these kind of science we are going to apply. So that is in term called decision tree, random forest, logistic regression, linear regression, neural net, etc. Correct? So that may be advanced, you may not know. As a concept, what I want you to understand, apply science on data and extract hidden insights. That's called data science. The best way to understand. So when you go to doctor's office, the doctor will ask a series of questions. That is to arrive a state, arrive a conclusion, arrive a disease condition, so that the doctor can prescribe some medicines. So that is called a decision-making process, correct? A doctor is making a decision, okay? So the doctor is telling that, like, this patient have all these conditions. Under this condition, I'm going to give this medicine. Similarly, in real world, you can apply science actually on data. When you apply science on data, you can extract hidden insights. You can extract hidden insights. So what kind of science we are talking about? Decision tree, random forest, logistic regression, linear regression, etc. So these kind of models you can apply on data. Then you can extract hidden insights. Okay, you can extract hidden insights, and that is why it's called data science. So point to understand. So the first one, what we can do using artificial intelligence in a real world, in our real world, we can build an intelligent automation. Second, we can build data science. Okay, we can build data science. So this is just an example that I gave you. So what I told you, when you go to doctor's office, so the doctor will ask a series of questions. So based on that, the doctor will determine length of stay, how long a patient can stay. Okay, when a patient is discharged, if there is any condition that the patient is going to come back and readmit, the doctor will tell the readmission is going to happen in next 2 months, 3 months, whatever time. Discharge, you are in the hospital, the doctor can tell when you can discharge. Behavioral pattern, how are you behaving based on this medication? I'm going to try this medication and see how you're behaving, correct? So COVID medicine 1, COVID medicine 2, correct? I don't want to name any medicine. So based on medicine 1, you do this. Based on medicine 2, you do this. That's a behavior. All these things are done by doctor. Now what we are saying, we don't need a doctor. Using data science, we can discover all these things. Using data science, we can discover length of stay, how long a patient can stay in a hospital, readmission, when a patient can come back and readmit, discharge, when the patient is going to be discharged, behavior, how does the patient's behavior based on a medication. And these things, correct, what I'm talking about, all the things can be done artificially without a doctor. That's why it's called data science. apply science on data, extract hidden insight, such as length of stay, readmission, discharge, behavior. And this is typically done by a physician. Now we are saying we no need a physician. All this work done by using deeper data science, Okay, so this is just an example that I'm giving you to understand data science. I'm asking you to give examples. Okay, if you are serious, if you want to learn, feel free to contact. What you understood. So let's summarize. Okay, so what we understood so far, two things. One is we understood an intelligent automation. Second, we understood data science. Okay, one is we understood using artificial intelligence, what we can do, two things. One is an intelligent automation, data science. So what is an intelligent automation? An automation that occurs without any human, any manual work. Data science applies science on data, extract hidden insights. Okay, the best way to understand intelligent automation is self-driving autonomous car. A car functions by itself without a driver. No driver sitting in the car and instructing the car how to drive. Correct? The second example, what we did. So the best way to understand a doctor. When you go to a hospital, when you take someone to the hospital, the doctor tells the length of stay, discharge, behavior, readmission. Such things can be done by data science. Using data science, you apply science on data, such as decision tree, random forest, logistic regression, linear regression, etc. You apply on this on data and extract hidden insights. And in that case, the intelligence what you have in a doctor is created artificially through data science. Okay, the intelligence what you have in a doctor can be created, should be created artificially using data science. All right. So now what we understood. Okay, so I'm going to skip this digital, come back to one more thing. So what we learned so far, using artificial intelligence, we can create intelligent automation, we can create data science. Sorry. When you combine these two, we form a digital transformation. When you combine these two, we form a digital transformation. So what does a digital transformation means? Okay, what does a digital transformation means? So that is an example I want to give you. All right, these are all our real world examples. I'm sure some of you may have experience with the Uber. So Uber is the taxi business, correct? When you want to go some places, if you don't have a car, if you wanted to book a car where someone can come and pick you and take you and drop off, so you can do that. Okay, so the app that what I use in the US, it's called Uber. I'm sure there's similar apps in India as well. So this app, how it works a combination of an intelligent automation and data science. Okay, the second app that what I would say in a real world, how do you understand this one? DoorDash. I'm sure similar services in India available. Someone told me that Zomato or Zuki or whatever it is. These are all food delivery services. Okay, what does that mean? So it's a digital platform where we can order and food is delivered to you. Okay, so it's a digital platform where you can book a taxi, it takes you from there. For example, I live in San Francisco, right? So my family is in Coimbatore. So I want to book a taxi, correct? Someone from my family want to go to the airport from from the home to the airport. I can book a taxi while I'm in San Francisco, correct? While I'm in San Francisco, I can book a taxi for my family from a built-in intelligence, an artificially created intelligence in the application. So that application understands based on the place where to pick up, what is the currency, what is the time. It's all, you don't have to instruct, you don't have to tell anything. It automatically understands based on the pickup location and drop-off location. And it also calculates how much time it's going to take. It also calculates what is the cost involved, approximate cost involved, and it also completes the end-to-end transaction. When I say end-to-end transaction, so you don't have to pay cash or anything. It automatically takes from the credit card. Right? My credit card will be charged. So in India, the driver needs to pay in Indian rupee, but my credit card is an American Express. It's in the US dollar. So how does it does a translation? You see all the things behind the scene card. So what happens if there is any accident? It automatically proposes an alternate route. That's called data science. That's called data science because the traffic is going to be heavy. I'm going to propose an alternate route so that you can reduce the travel time. Okay, it forecasts the travel time. It tells you the travel time. Correct? So those are all data science. So that is the point I'm trying to say. by combining an intelligent automation, data science, you form digital transformation. You form digital transformation. So at this point, I wanted to summarize what you studied so far. Okay, you understood what's an intelligent, you understood what's a human intelligence, you understood what's an emotional intelligence. Then you understand artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence alternates substitute replacement for human or emotional intelligence, or any intelligence for that matter. All right. So how does artificial intelligence applied on our day-to-day life? Okay, all these things, okay, an abstract concept. How does it work on our day-to-day life? Okay, so in our day-to-day life, we can do two things using artificial intelligence, which is an intelligent automation, data science. An intelligent automation, data science. In intelligent automation, automation that occurs without any human manual work. The best way to understand self-driving autonomous car. In that car, there's no driver. In that car, there's no manual instruction, stop and go, correct? It automatically stops when it sees a red light. It automatically goes when it sees a green light. It slows down when it sees a yellow light. All right. The next best example to understand, correct, the data science is when you go to a doctor's office, the doctor is basically asking series of questions. So based on the question, the doctor comes to a conclusion, arriving at disease diagnosis. And this is a condition. For this condition, you have to be hospitalized for this much time. You are going to be discharged. This is how you're going to behave, etc. Such intelligence you can create without a doctor using data science. Apply science on data. What kind of science we are talking about? Decision tree, random forest, logistic regression, linear regression, etc. All right. So now I have an intelligent automation and data science. When I combine these two, it becomes a digital transformation. All right. So no matter where you're going to study, what you're going to study, whatever I thought so far, it should sit in your mind in your lifetime. Okay. So this type of clarity, it's lacking in industry. Okay. People talk a lot of different things, but it would be very difficult to understand all the things in a simplified way. So I hope you understand all the things what we talked so far. Now let's move on. I'm going to quickly cover this one. Okay. So I know we are running out of time. That's fine. So what you are looking at here, a group of people, like, in a hospital. So the group of people are a physician and also a nurse, okay, or a registered nurse and a patient. All right, that is what this one. And this is in a retail store, like Reliance Retail. I don't know what you have in India, like a Walmart, like a Target, that kind of stores, a retail store, or a mall, you could call them actually, correct? So when you go there, you can buy things. And this is a building with the lights, okay? So this is basically what I'm talking about. It's a healthcare, it's energy, it's a consumer, okay? I'm just giving some examples. So now let's understand how does it works in a real world. Okay, so that is one example. So here in a real world, correct? Like, so in the healthcare, we talked about when you go to the hospital, the doctor's staying, length of stay, readmission, discharge, all the things. So now I'm saying that can be done using data science without a doctor. Okay, so this is going back to an alternate substitute replacement. You can alternate to a doctor, or you can substitute a doctor, or you can replace a doctor based on how far you want it to go. So these are all some of the examples. All right. So when a customer goes to a store, correct, I want to know, like, so what product does the customer like? Okay, what product the customer like? What product the customer like, may not like? Okay, so things like this, I want to recommend a customer, correct, this is what the product that you may be liking, this is a product you may not liking. So you don't need someone to come and tell these are the things that you wanted to buy, or these are the things you have to like, and etc. So this is basically different set of application you can build on a consumer when you go to a mall. So there could be so many different places you can go and visit. Okay, but you are going out to buy certain things. You are going to buy some clothes, correct? So the app would strongly recommend, okay, this store has a lot of sale going on, or this is the product that you like the most, or this is the product more well fit for you. So like this, it will tell a lot of different things, correct? So I'm just giving you an example. So now let's take an example, correct? So I have my electricity bill. Okay, every month I'm paying 1,000 rupees. My goal is to reduce the electricity bill. How do we reduce the electricity bill? Okay, can anyone tell please? So I'm sure you all understand electricity bill. Okay, in India it's called TNEB, Tamil Nadu Electricity Board. So your EB bill per month, it comes about 1,000 rupees. Okay, per month it comes about 1,000 rupees approximately. But the goal is to reduce electricity bill. How do you see artificial intelligence helping you to reduce your electricity bill? Can anyone tell please? How do you see artificial intelligence reduces your electricity bill? Can anyone tell please? Madam, can you unmute? So the question is, your electricity bill per month roughly around 1,000 rupees. Artificial intelligence, how do you reduce this 1,000 rupees to 500 rupees? Hi,
Ranjit.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. We can use AI to.
Yes, Ranjit, go ahead.
We can use AI to reduce electricity bill, sir, by offing the lights using motion sensor. We can.
Excellent. Excellent.
We can
okay.
use.
So that is called control system.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is called control system. Yeah, okay, excellent. So using control system, okay, using control system, you can sense anyone is in the house.
If
yes. If anybody is in the house, yes.
If there
go
ahead. Any person in the room, the light will answer. If the person go out from the room, the light will off. Sir, off by motioning sensor.
Okay, excellent. So building a control, yes, thank you. So keep your phone in mute. So using control systems, okay, that is called control system. Using control system, you can detect objects, you can detect voice, you can detect gender. So you can see all these things, okay, you can see all these things. So based on who you see in the house, okay, there is no, like, let's say in a house, you have 3 rooms, correct? You have a bedroom, you have a dining room, you have a hall and a kitchen. If nobody's there, okay, no one is there in the entire house, but the lights are on, the heaters are working, so it's unnecessarily costing electricity. So we want to turn these things off. All right, how can I do? So that is basically part of deep learning. You can understand about object detection, gender detection, voice detection, etc. So based on that, you can take a decision. If nobody's there, then I'm going to turn these things on. If I want to get confirmation, I can do send an alert notification. So that's just one example. Like this, there are so many examples you could think of on your day-to-day life. On your day-to-day life, anything, everything you touch, you see artificial intelligence. You see artificial intelligence, correct? So these are all some of the examples. All right. So now one last topic. I won't take more than 5 minutes on this one. We'll wrap this up. How can I do all the things what we taught? Okay. So whatever we talked about, we want to build a control system where we constantly monitor who's in our house, nobody's in our house. If nobody's in our house, then I want to take control of electricity, turn these things off. How can I do? Second, when a patient goes to an hospital, if doctors are not working, if doctors are not available, I want to have an alternate solution. I want to have a substitute solution. I want to have a replacement solution of finding out, such as disease diagnosis. How long a patient can stay, what is the length of stay, what is the readmission rate, what is the discharge rate, what's the behavioral pattern, all the things I want to do, correct, artificially. How can I do this one? And that is when things comes into picture, machine learning. Okay, machine learning, what exactly it means. You as a student learning, in the future, instead of teaching you, you go and teach the machine. Okay, you go and teach the machine. So these are all different type of machines. It could be a robot, it could be a piece of software running in a laptop, it could be a server, it could be anything, correct? You teach these machines, let the machine do the same thing. So what is currently happening in your school? Okay, what is currently happening in your school? Can anyone tell? Okay, so you have 12th graders, correct? The 12th graders, after this one, what they're going to do? Can anyone tell? After completing 12th grade, what are we going to do? Can anyone tell, please? Can anyone tell? After completing 12th grade, I know you're going to study. I'm not saying that you're going to work in a restaurant, right? So I'm going to your study. Okay, what I'm asking for, what is that you're going to study? Anyone tell, please? What is, after completing 12th grade, I know you're all going to say, as you're going to work with Dr. Dileepan, you'll become a software engineer, computer engineer. Awesome. I love it. Right? No problem.
I'm on 7th standard. I can speak, sir.
Your voice is not clear. Whoever is speaking. My question is, after completing 12th grade, I'm sure you are all going to go for a higher studies. My question is, what kind of higher study you are planning for? I wanted to get an answer, please.
Paneer Selvam.
Can anyone answer?
Paneer Selvam, you can answer.
Sir, first one is
Hello, Paneer Selvam.
second, They are supercomputers.
No, boss, listen. Boss, hold on. I asked you a question. After completing 12th grade, what are you going to study? Don't worry about robots and all. Okay? After completing 12th grade, what is that you're going to study?
Madam Sudha, madam, please unmute Yutika or Ranjit.
Okay, sir.
Yutika or Ranjit.
Okay, sir. Ranjit, sir.
Yeah. So this is my last question.
Sir,
yes.
Ranjit.
Sir, I am wishing to study robotics, sir. After completing.
So you are trying to study robotics. That's fine. No problem. Thank you very much, Ranjit. Next person. Awesome. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Next person. Thank you, sir. Next person. Can someone else tell what is that you are planning to study after your higher studies, higher secondary?
Sneka.
Hi. How are you?
Yes, sir. Could you hear me? Fine, sir.
Engineering. What engineering?
I would
Civil
like to
engineering,
pursue
mechanical engineering,
engineering
computer
side.
science engineering. What engineering?
No, sir.
I'm sorry.
Actually, aerospace, sir.
Now, engineering.
Aerospace is.
What do you want? Got it. No problem. Thank you very much. One last person.
Lakshman, sir.
Hi, Lakshman. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. What do you want to study after 12th grade?
BTech, sir. That is biotechnology.
So you want to study biotechnology. Okay. All right. So I think that's enough. I got an idea. So if you look at all your response, one is I want to become a robotics engineer. Second, I want to become an aeronautical engineer. Third, I want to become a biotech engineer. Correct? You see all the things what it's leading towards. It's all leading towards to become a human intelligence. Correct? You become a human intelligence. So that means what is happening in the class, what is happening in school. Correct? Like also you understand what is your interest. Then you want to proceed towards become an expert in that space. Correct? You find good schools like SRM. You go there and study well and do things. Correct? That is fine. But the point what I want you to understand. In the future, it is already happening. In the future, the expectation, it's not you become a scientist, it's not you become an aeronautical engineer, it's not that you become like a robotic engineer. Instead, you should become a person who can teach the machine. Let the machine become a robotic engineer. Let the machine become a biotech engineer. Let the machine become a police officer. Let the machine become like a scientist. That is what the needs are. So what I'm trying to say, in our current educational system, what we are studying, we make students to become a human intelligence. When it says human intelligence, you become a teacher, you become a scientist, you become a police officer, you become an IAS officer, correct? You become a political person, correct? MLA. So all the things are happening, correct? So what is that? That's called human intelligence. But the goal is what? We want to replace human intelligence. If such, how can I do? Teach the machine. That is what called machine learning. It is a big topic. Okay, it is a big topic. So the point is, the future education will have major changes. Okay, massive impact and major changes. How many people understood? Very limited. Okay, even if I go out and tell, they will criticize me. Correct? They don't understand all the things. Correct? They don't understand all the things. Correct? But it will happen. It will happen. Only few people knows about how this is going to happen. It will happen. So I want you to understand, in the future, instead of you become a police officer, you become a scientist, you become a teacher, you become an accountant, you become a lawyer. You go out and create accountant artificially. You go out and create teacher artificially. You go out and create police officer artificially. That is what required. That is what needed. That is what industry is looking for. Okay, how can I do this? In that case, you teach the machine. Learn the art of teaching machine, which is called machine learning. All right. I'm done my session. I have more topics to cover, but it's going to be too much to cover at this point. Okay. If anybody interested, I'm looking for serious people who's really serious, who want to explore in this, contact me. So through Dr. Kalipan, you can contact me. Okay? If anybody really serious, okay, you don't need money, you don't need anything else. Rest, I will handle it. If anybody is serious in this class, who want to learn more and go deeper, contact me, I'll take you. Okay, so in whatever form you want to work with us, we'll work on it. As a closing statement, I really want to thank you all for the opportunity. One point, knowledge is the power. Second, you should know how to apply this knowledge. Okay? So that makes you are very highly valuable. That makes you are very highly valuable. So I would strongly recommend engage. Okay, engage. Focus on gaining skills, knowledge, expertise in artificial intelligence. That's the future. Once again, thank you all. I wish you all the best. Good luck. Any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dear
Thank
students,
you, sir.
you please interact with the guest if you want to share anything.
Yes, so I will put my email in the chat window. If anybody interested to reach out me, I mean also in LinkedIn, you can reach out me. So I put my email in the chat window. So it's for everybody. You can feel free to contact me. Any questions?
Madam?
Dear students, if you have any questions,
Madam,
you can ask through the chat box.
Madam, 5 students raise the hands. You please
okay, sir.
mute any one of the student.
Okay, sir. I will mute Ramachandran. Ramachandran.
Yeah.
Sir, Ramanidharan.
Yes, Ramanidharan.
Sir, can I ask for that?
Yes. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Sir, nowadays a big problem in the world is unemployment. As a report is telling that in 2022, due to artificial intelligence, 77 million people will lose their jobs due to artificial intelligence. So can we have any solution for that?
Yes, I would disagree with that. Actually, so it is not about that many number of people are going to lose the job, correct? So if you see, correct, to perform a job, you need a skill, you need knowledge, you need expertise. So what is going to happen? Traditional skills may not require. You need new skills, you need new knowledge, you need new expertise. So I would say there will be more opportunity for new skills, not the traditional skills. I would not say people are going to lose jobs. Instead, people are forced to learn new skills. People are forced to learn new expertise, new knowledge, correct? So that is how it is going to be. It is not you are going to lose the job. Still we need a teacher. Still we need a scientist. Still we need a police officer. But the skill that required for someone to perform those jobs, it's different. Okay. So nama paatha varaikum police officer na or periya topi pottu ipdi irukana apdi irukana paathirukom. Ipo andha mari irukadu. The tools that police officer will use will be different. The tools that doctor will be using different. So point is, it is not we are going to lose the job. We are going to create more jobs with the new skills, new knowledge, new expertise. So the people who's going to succeed in that one, they are forced to learn these new skills. The people who's not going to learn these new skills, obviously can't help it. They have to move on. So it is not that we are going to lose the jobs.
Sir,
Any other questions?
Veda,
Hi, Veda.
Sir, I am interested in learning robotics. Where is better to study for colleges and the higher studies?
Sure. So it is not an answer that I can tell. So if you are
Your
able to
voice
see
is
my
breaking, sir. I am not audible.
So 1 second. I'm just okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. It's better now.
Okay. Okay. So I would suggest you can contact me. This needs more in-depth discussion in terms of, I don't want to just tell, go and do this one, go and do that one, correct? I wanted to understand a little better,
sir,
so that we can come up with a plan of action. So as you know, hold on 1 second. As you know, SRM and DeepSphere offering BCA, Bachelor of Computer Applications, starts on this June, correct? So we are actively working towards launching this robotic program. So there are options, but I do wanted to understand a little better. So in case if you are wanted to contact me, I will put my email in the chat window. Okay, I'm typing one more time. Okay, so 1 second, just a second. So I'm putting my email. Okay, so you can see my email there, jyoti@deepsphere.ai. So send an email, we'll go from there. Okay, send an email, we'll go from there. So I do want to answer your question. We'll send an email so that I can understand. We can decide which program to choose and how to go about it. Or any other questions?
Madam, Sudha,
okay.
Madam.
Lakshman.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, Lakshman.
Sir, you said that an artificial intelligence is a substitute, replacement, or an alternative for an human involvement. But for reading,
human, hold on, Lakshman. Human and the emotional intelligence or any intelligence. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's an alternate or a substitute or a replacement for either a human intelligence or an emotional intelligence or any intelligence that you could think of. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. But for reading, writing, we are doing for our knowledge. But how come artificial intelligence could do an alternate for those things?
Sure. For example, okay. So when you read something, you are gaining knowledge. There's a purpose for you to read. Either you can read as a textbook or you can read as a news magazine. Right? So, for example, correct. Now I wanted to build a machine which reads for me. I don't have to read the news. Okay. So when I go to my house, I don't have to read Dinakandi. I don't have to read Hindu. I don't have to read Times of India. I need someone who can read and tell me the news. Correct? How can I do this? Correct, Lakshman?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the concept. That is the concept. You don't have to do anything. Okay, keep in mind, I told you last statement. The goal is not you become a doctor. The goal is not you become a scientist. The goal is not you become an accountant and auditor. You must learn to create a machine, become a scientist, machine, become an artist, machine, become a lawyer, professionals, right? That is the skill required. So the need is not a human intelligence, the need is for a machine intelligence. So to do that, you have to teach the machine anything what you do. It doesn't matter what you do, right? You may be cooking, you teach a machine to cook. You may be driving, right? So ask yourself, right? Why are you driving? That is your hobby. I love driving, okay? I like fancy cars, I want to drive. So now the system has changed. You don't have to drive, you sit and watch. I will drive for you, correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Anybody else? Any questions, comments, feedback?
Madam,
Jashwin, you can
Jaswin
ask your
Bradman.
question.
Please ask a question, Pa. Jaswin, are you there? Madam?
Yes, sir. Next person.
The last question, madam. The last question.
Okay, Sajid.
Hi, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So because of this enormous development in artificial intelligence, would it make humans lazy, sir?
Obviously, yes. Answer is yes. If I say no, then I'm not telling the truth, correct? Answer is yes, correct? So do you know, hold on. Do you know why? Correct? We are creating intelligence artificially when we have so many drivers in our country, correct? If we take in our country, there are so many drivers. Even though we have so many drivers, so why are we building an autonomous car where it's going to replace the driver, correct? Where it's going to replace it? Do you know why we are doing that? Do you know why we are doing that?
No,
sir. Do you know why? Okay. So number one, we as a human always make mistakes, always tell stories, correct? Sir, I am sick,
yes,
sir. Okay, I'm not feeling well, sir. I have this problem, I have that problem. All this kind of excuses we see from humans. So we don't want to have such things in our production. So to increase the productivity, right? To increase the productivity, we need human. For example, so we have a driver. So we were supposed to go the next day. We were supposed to go to Chennai. We are supposed to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. The driver calls me early morning, 5 o'clock. I'm not well. I don't come. I'm kind of stuck, correct? Because I don't know how to drive the car. I'm kind of stuck. I have to look for an alternate driver. My plan was leave at 6 o'clock and reach Chennai at 1 o'clock. Now it's everything collapsed. If it is a self-driving car, I don't care whether the driver is coming or not. I can come by myself. So that is the driving factor. Laziness, it's our people's attitude, people's behavior that we can control. And some people are always lazy. Some people always take advantage. That is beyond our thing. So the main objective of going for artificially creating intelligence, increase productivity, increase efficiency, reduce cost, all these things. And that is the reason we are going. I hope I answered your question.
So I have another question. So according to you as an AI architect, what are the emotions you want to give to an artificial intelligence and emotion you should not give to an AI, according to you? Because what if it could even lead to a destruction?
See, the question is too broad, okay? Emotion is, it's spread across many things, correct? So what I would suggest actually in a simple way, correct? We should not harm human, that's it, correct? Anything that going to harm humans, whether it's a good or bad, it doesn't matter, okay? Artificial intelligence should not harm people. So that is my philosophy, okay? So whatever I do, whatever things I do in artificial intelligence, I want to ensure it's not going to harm people. It's not going to impact anything on the society. So that is what I would focus on.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No problem.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot for patiently answering all the questions, sir. Now,
sure, madam.
Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Mrs. J. Shobana, Assistant Professor, Department of MCA, for proposing the formal vote of thanks.
Very good morning to one and all present here. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks for the skill development program for school students organized by Department of Computer Science and Applications, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, in association with DeepSpia AI. First, I convey our sincere thanks to our guest speaker, Mr. Jyoti Periyasamy, co-founder and chief AI architect, DeepSpia AI USA, for accepting our invitation and spending this valuable time with us. Your excellent presentation gives a good insight and better understanding for the students about future artificial intelligence, education, and employment. Sir, thank you very much for this interesting and interactive session. I extend my thanks to our HOD and VP Admin for his continuous support. I take this opportunity to thank all our staff members for their support. And I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all the participants, school teachers, and dear students. Thank you very much for all your cooperation, and special appreciation to all the students who make this session more interactive. Once again, I thank you all for making this event a grand success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having a wonderful session, sir. Wonderful session.
No problem, sir. Thank you all. I wish you all the best. Please feel free to contact me in case if there's anything that you think I can help you. I look forward to hearing from you all. Take care. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.